สวัสดีครับยินดีต้อนรับ Welcome to our third Thai Bites Live webinar. I'm Jay Raj, and today we've got a very timely topic for you. It's all about Songkran because Songkran is just around the corner. Now, if you're working in Thailand and if you're in it, you run any kind of business here, you'll realize that this is the month basically that absolutely nothing is going to get done. Don't plan any meetings with people. Don't plan anything to happen this month because apart from Songkran 2, which is about 3 to 5 official days of holidays, you've got public holidays popping up all over the place, way up until Labor Day next month. And it's pretty much of a write-off of a month. But it's a lot of fun. And so today we've dedicated today not just to Songkran, but linguistically. I think it's a really great opportunity to look at the whole concept of water and the way and the role that water plays and the funny quirks that it actually has in Thai. So let's start our Songkran Thai Bites live webinar. Now it's now just a couple of things. I have the chat here, so please feel free, come in and talk. Hey Peter, you've just come in, and everyone. Hi Josh, hi Alex, hi Stefan, everybody's in there. Clement, it's great seeing you. Hi Jan, wow, we've got Jan there up in Chiang Mai. It's great to see all of these people from the Farang Can Learn Thai group and from many other groups from my Cracking Thai Fundamentals program. I'll just tell you today also that when we get into the question and answer, you can see your up, I guess if you're on my side, it'll be up on the other side. Let me just ask, am I pointing at it now? Your questions? Okay, so it'll be up in that side there. You'll see the little question mark. So go in there when it's question and answer time, and even now you can go in there and start to ask questions, and we'll be able to go through, and I'll be able to hopefully answer as many questions as I can before 6 o'clock Thai time. So one last thing that we'll have, and I'll just show you this quickly here, but basically any time between now and tomorrow, so what's today? Today's Saturday, and then tomorrow's Sunday. So Sunday, 11:59 p.m., that's 23:59 you have to get up to 35% of Cracking Thai Fundamentals. Now, I'll show you some stuff today too that we'll be using some of the things from Cracking Thai Fundamentals, but I tell you, that's great. That's over $100 off the package that you can go in there. So get in there now, use it if you haven't subscribed to Cracking Thai Fundamentals, and you'll be able to get that. So I'll just leave that up there for a little moment longer, and then take it down, but this is only for people in the webinar. Okay. Let's get into it. I'm going to hide that out now, and I see. Okay, I see. Actually, Keith is in there. Sorry, I brought you in there by mistake. But anyway, you can sit there, Keith. I'm going to share my screen with you now, and now we've ironed out some of these technical issues. So, if at all there are any technical issues as we go along, please shoot across your issue in the messages section, the chat section. I'll be able to see it. Let's have a look at what Songkran actually is. So, you've probably heard of Holi, the Indian festival where everybody throws colored powder at each other. Now, that originally, I think it is Nungram Duan Si. So it's as the moon phase coming into the 4th month is the Holi festival in the Indian calendar. Now, Songkran is more of a Southeast Asian thing, and you can see here we have in not just so from the Sanskrit word here, Songkran. You can see now. Here's some great little language points. You see, this is the Karan. The Karan is the silent marker. So I'll write it here. So the silent marker is called Karan. Now, when you see this Karan, it means that it's made the letter under it silent. Why would you have a silent letter in the spelling of a language? Because in Thai, any word that comes in from another language retains as much as possible the original spelling, letter for letter. But if the sound of that letter doesn't fit into the Thai sound system, galan, you galan it. You put the galan on top, and it just says, look, it's originally spelt like this, but in Thai, you're not going to pronounce it. So, Songkran, if we take this to the Sanskrit spelling, that is sang, and we'll put a little dot up there for a nasal. Remember from Cracking Thai Fundamentals, so hello, how are you? Anytime you see in any Indic language, if you have this dot, hello, how are you? We put the dot on, it means shove it out the nose. So, hello, how are you? So this is where we get the Songkran. You can see this Songkran, Songkran, and it literally means, with a long R there, the passing of, so we'll, if you take this, it's the passing of the old year or the old constellation into the new constellation for the new year. So you can see it's not just Thai that has it. We have it in, this is Khmer, so in Cambodia we have this. It's Songkran. This is the old, when you have an R, it's a Tuakson Jom. It's plowed down underneath rather than putting the raw here. We have it in Tingkran in Burmese. So in Burma, they also have it. We have Songkran. Now notice in Lao here, you don't have the Ra Rua because none of all of these consonant clusters get pulled out from in Lao. So Songkran, they're realists, and so they spell it the way that it's said. So that's Songkran. And in Chinese, because in southern China, it's this southeast, the Thai Tai people celebrate it also in Yunnan, so it's called Po Shui Jie. So Po Shui Jie again means the pouring out of water. That doesn't really have to do with meaning, that's more pouring. So I'll write this here, Po Shui Jie. So the Po Shui Jie, the sprinkling of water festival. But all over this region, Songkran is celebrated, and it was originally to celebrate the passing into the new year. Now, I'll just tell you, Trutjin, if you look at Thai bites, for the people who've done it, we've covered Trutjin before. I'm just going to stop sharing this for the moment. And come back here. So Trutjin is the Chinese New Year, which is also celebrated in Thailand, and traditionally there was Trutjin and Songkran. So Trutjin was the end of the Chinese New Year, the Lunar New Year, into the New Year for the Chinese, and Songkran usually before around 1830 used to happen around the same time. Then up from around 1830 to 1940, the Songkran was basically the Thai New Year was set from about the 1st of April. Now it has moved, and it's this full festival. So from around the 13th to the 15th is the official Songkran festival for Thailand. But if you go to, say, Chiang Mai, you'll see that it starts earlier. And if you're in Pattaya or out on the eastern seaboard, you see that Songkran actually goes out for another 5-7 days. Sometimes you'll go down there, you'll think the festivities are over, and they're still playing with the water there, and you still get absolutely drenched. So Songkran, it's this very flexible thing, but basically Songkran, it means April, let's do away with it, no work's getting done, we're going to splash water and we're going to go to war. So rather than, that's the history part of it and a little bit of linguistics, but let's get into the stuff that's really useful. I'm going to share my screen with you again. So let me just go into my screen share here. And I would like to share this with you here. So I'm going to come down here and change the page. These are some terms that you're really going to want to use during Songkran. Now, notice we have this here, so we have Nonu. This is the N. Now, the way that Thai, remember Thai is an abugida. Okay, it's based on the Brahmi or the Indic Abugida, not an alphabet. So it means that for those people who have done my Cracking Thai Fundamentals consonants module and the vowels, vowels and consonants are different beasts. Okay, vowels bring life to consonants. So we have the n. This is your consonant, and then we have the salam. Okay, nam, and then we put a maito. So maito on this no here gives it a high tone, and that becomes nam. Now notice how even though this is I pronounce it nam. That is, and I'll put this with the long nam with the high tone. Remember, the high tone starts high, goes higher. Nam is water. For those Chinese people here, shui. And it's a long vowel. Even though it's written as a short vowel, that's just an irregular pronunciation. So watch this. Len nam is basically the general thing that you'll use to go out and play with water. So len, to play with water. So basically anything, shooting guns, going out and swimming, going out into the ocean, anything to do with water and playing is len nam. So you would generally use ออกไปเล่นน้ำ จะไปไหน จะไปเล่นน้ำ Where are you going? We're going to เล่นน้ำ We're going to play. Now, what do you do when you actually เล่นน้ำ? Well, you สาดน้ำ. So this word here, สาด, is to splash. Sat. And in Thai, it's kind of an onomatopoeic word. Sat. It sounds like it means. So you're going to sat nam. So if this is the bucket of water here, and the water's here, this is to sat all over the place. Okay? Now, a more gentle version of satting the nam is to rot nam. Rotnam, or as you would actually say it in standard Central Thai, the raw, this raw rua and law ling are pronounced the same. So lotnam, you'll hear Thai say it. So to lotnam means to sprinkle. Okay, so lot is to sprinkle, where sat is to splash. Let me put it in here. So lot is to sprinkle. Sat is to splash. So it depends which one you're going to be doing. If you're with people your own age and people out there having a water war going on, you will sat nam. But if you're going to be sprinkling the water as a blessing on elders, you would rot nam. And there's actually a saying in Thai. พรุ่งนี้จะกลับต่างจังหวัดรดน้ำดำหัว Okay, so ดำหัวรดน้ำดำหัว is basically to sprinkle nam, the water, and dam hua on the head and hands. Okay, so this dam hua, so to sprinkle on the head and hands, and you do it to the ผู้อาวุโส ผู้ใหญ่. So the elders or your parents or people that you need to show respect for. You wouldn't go up there with a water cannon and spray them in the face, unless they're into that. Now, you wouldn't say, though, to lotnam, to pra, if you're going to do it to a monk. So here we have pra, which is a monk. We do that with a high tone. You would songnam, and notice that's with a rising tone, song, because you've got this saw here. And this is actually a Khmer spelling. Anything with a saw and a raw, you know it's probably come from Khmer. So songnam literally means to bathe in Rajasap, or for a monk, the monk's language, to bathe. But to songnam is also to sprinkle a blessing, to do it to the monk, or if you're speaking in terms of the monk. So you would have lotnam, namhua, or songnam. And finally you have nammon. So this is what you actually do it with, nammon. Mon is holy. So nammon is holy water. And then you have outside of water, pa bang. Pa bang. Pa is to pat, and bang is like a flour or powder. So pa bang means to pat powder. And you'll see it in Songkran, where people are putting powder mixed with the water on their cheeks and their faces. They'll pat bang. So hopefully these words will come in handy. Just before I go into the questions, I just wanted to cover something, and that should take us up to 20 minutes for this lesson. Notice how we have this, and this is a little quirk in Thai, and you'll see in many languages, a prefix. We have the nam, so nam, prefix versus suffix. If the word nam is a modifier and it comes first, you'll notice it's said with this short, a short okay? If it's done as a suffix, it'll have the long with a high, both with a high tone. So watch this. Nammon, nammon, nam. It keeps that short vowel here. Nam pao, plain water. Nam nao. Now means rancid. This is a really good term, by the way. Nam nao, lakhon nam nao. Rancid water, or it's used when you're talking about those corny soap operas. And so if you might have a soap opera kind of life, it is called nam nao because it's just so corny, and all of, somebody goes and marries their sister that they didn't know and had children. All of this is nam nao. So if you've got a very dramatic, drama-filled life, you probably have a namnao life as well. And then naman means oil. Namjai, the water of the heart. And I haven't got a translation here, but basically namjai is the essence of the heart, and it's kind of this emotional integrity. Namjai, to have feelings and be able to be empathetic, maybe empathy. Okay? As opposed to hiu nam, wai nam. So hiu nam, thirsty. Wai nam, swim. Dam nam, to dive. Len nam, to play with water. So notice these nam stretched out as opposed to nammon. So nammon, holy water. Nam pao, nam nao, namman, namjai, short, long. Hiu nam, wai nam, dam nam, len nam. And just to note, if it's not as an affix, basically the only time you shorten it is as a prefix. So for example, nam tuam. Nam, the water, is tuam, flooding. And so this isn't actually nam tuam, it's describing the water. And so here it's not counted as an affix. And so nam tuam, this is long. Nam tuam. Okay, so that's it for the lesson part of water. Now, we're going to spend the rest of the hour going into questions. I'm going to turn the screen back to the camera for the moment, at least. But it's great we have a facility to be able to write now. Now, just remember, as we go through, and tell your friends to come in too. They can come in and join through the link that you used to get here. But also, up until midnight tomorrow night, 35% off Cracking Thai Fundamentals. Now, you notice how I went through these nam, namtai, and nam gave all these meanings. Now, you will get this fuzzy logic of how to get all of this when you put these Thai words together. So basically in Thai, you have these base vocabulary that is much smaller maybe than your general vocabulary in other languages. But when you put them together, you have a fuzzy logic and be able to think in meanings and build new meanings. So that's actually two of the modules in there, thinking in meanings and learning to create meanings more as a Thai rather than translate meanings and feeling them as a flag. You'll be able to do it in a much more Thai way, and that is part of the Cracking Thai Fundamentals suite. So let me go to the see what questions we've got cooking here. Okay. We have Martin. I thought that Nammon meant beer. Yes, I'm sure Nammon is the holy water, and for many people, beer is indeed holy water. By the way, this is another cool term. Term. Say it with me. Term. This is Jordan Sala so it's if you're writing it, be Moma. Term means to anoint. So how do you make the holy water? You term it. You bless it or anoint the water. Okay. So let me hand it over to you now. Who has the first question? Tick tock, tick tock. Throw those questions in. Also, some people have been sending questions through beforehand. One question is, okay, how do you avoid getting wet during Songkran? Or how do you politely avoid getting sprayed with water during Songkran? The real answer, you can't. If you living in Thailand during Songkran and you basically step out of your house, that's fair game. Okay, I think I've been watching the movie on Scientology. What was it? Going clear too much, talking about fair game. But yes, you are indeed fair game if you step out of the place. But if you see somebody there and they're wanting to throw water at you, or maybe they're really wanting to put the bucket on you, and then maybe you want them to have a little bit of mercy. You might be able to say,ขอโทษนะครับ ขอโทษนะครับ I'm sorry, เป็นหวัด I've got a cold. Or อย่าสาดได้ไหม อย่าสาดได้ไหม don't สาด you remember that word สออาดอ don't สาด me, splash me. อย่าสาดได้ไหมครับ normally it has to do with how polite you are, and you might get away with it. Even still then, they might just pour a little bit on you. Yeah, sad. They say, okay, horn sad, I'll just sprinkle instead of splashing you. Why? Okay. Oh, that's a really good question. Okay. What is the difference between gasoline and holy water? Okay. Very good question, and maybe gasoline might be more effective. Let me just pull it up here and I'll write it down for you. So have a look at this. We have Nam Mon. Now, as soon as you see that, you know it's Sanskrit, so Nam Mon. And I'll put this silent marker over the T. So from Manta is holy water. And then here we have, oh, sorry, I need to share my screen with you. Technology. Okay, sharing now. Oh, I am so happy this technology is working for me. Okay, so here we have Namon, and then we have Namman. Okay, so this is Namman, and this is oil. Okay, two things. First of all, okay, we know this is a Sanskrit word, but remember how Thai is an abugida. That means that every letter has an inherent vowel. So if we remember from Sanskrit, if you've done the Indic consonants, ka, ka, ga, ga, nga. So in Sanskrit, the original is ka, ka, ga, ga, nga. Now, this a in Sanskrit turns to an o in Thai, actually o. So this becomes in Thai go, go, kho, kho kwai, kho rakang, ngongu. Okay, go, kho, ngo. But if there is no vowel in between, so if I had two go guys stuck together, there is no vowel I've written in there. The default vowel is o. Now notice it's not o. This is an open mouth o. This is a closed mouth o, o, o. So I have no vowel in here, so that becomes nammon, mon, mon. Say it with me. Nammon, nammon, mon. Now listen to the difference. I have this Maihanakat. Now Maihanakat, if I wrote it neatly, would look like that over the top. And that is the A. So Namman, Namman, Man. This is A. This is no vowel in there. So the default vowel between two consonants will be O. Nammon, Namman, Nammon, holy water, Namman. Okay. Now, one thing to note also, there are different words for man. So we have man, meaning oily or slick, and don't mix it up with this word. But this is a more fun word, man. And you'll see with this sauce galan. You might be careful, want to be careful, but basically feels good. Feels good, man. And it's normally used for describing sexual pleasure feeling. Okay, or it could be, if something's really fun, but often has sexual connotations. So again, naman, and basically, there are certain things you can talk about in Thai and certain things you can't talk about. I'll tell you, once people have started getting a few drinks into them and talking, and especially probably the more middle-aged women too could probably or make a sailor blush. But when you start talking about water and fun, you can imagine where the conversation goes. But that would be more talking about the man with the saucia kalan, as opposed to naman, oil or oily. Okay, so these are the two man. Both of these words are pronounced man here with a common tone, but man here is oily without the saw kalan, and the man meaning to feel good or fun. Man mak was so much fun has the saucia kalan. Okay. And I hope, and then contrasted with mon, nammon with the o vowel as opposed to the a. Got it? Wow, that was a great little lesson there, just with one simple question. Let me go back. Is there a traditional greeting used during Songkran? Sawadi, Sawadi, Pi Mai, or you'll hear the วันนี้ปีใหม่วันนี้เป็นอะไรนะวันนี้เป็นวันสงกรานต์ you'll hear any supermarket you go through, you'll hear all the Thai Songkran songs going, but basically you would say สวัสดีปีใหม่สวัสดีปีใหม่สวัสดี happy or สวัสดี like สวัสดีครับปีใหม่ปีใหม่ New Year. You don't have to say Thai New Year because one, it's not the 1st of January, two, it's Songkran. So Sawadee Pi Mai is enough. Happy New Year. Or Suksan Wan Songkran. Suksan means happy again, like Suksan Wan Gert, happy birthday. So Suksan Wan Songkran, happy Songkran Day. You don't hear it a lot. Normally you would hear people just say Sawadee Pi Mai, Happy New Year. But more often than not, when you meet somebody, you'll probably be heard with this as they're chasing you with a water gun or a bucket, or they're in the back of a pickup truck trying to pour ice over you from a bucket. Okay, Derm Bang versus Bak Bang. Okay, so Derm Bak Bang, Derm Bang. Derm, I mentioned the word derm. Let me write it for you too, so you can see these. I love having the keyboard to be able to the screen to be able to show you the different ways to write stuff now. So if I jump over here and I'll get a new page. Okay, so we have this word here, derm bang. So this is derm, means to anoint. Bang, long air, falling tone, ngor. Okay, term bang means to anoint. Bang is powder. Anything that's powdery would be bang, as opposed to pak, bang. So pak, bang, this word pak here with a low tone because it's a short vowel. But basically means to pat on, So pa bang would mean to sort of tap on, and bang is the anointing. So when you are being dermed, you might very well be pa for the derm, but not all pa-ing is derming. Derming is the holy, the anointing by using that, but bang could be any patting on of powder. So actually, when you're going out having your water fights and you've got the flour mixed with the water there, and you're putting on people's cheeks, that is also bang, patting the flour on people's faces. So I hope that has cleared up the difference between derm, to anoint, and to pat on. Let's go to some more questions here. And as I do go to them, just remember, get in there now. This is only for the people watching this. And so we're getting 35%, I think it's over $100 off the Cracking Thai Fundamentals package, where you get all this, how you put the thinking and meanings, the consonants, the tones are coming up, the vowels, and putting everything together and thinking, setting your environment up, everything you need to get your butt into gear and get your Thai into action and start thinking about Thai more. Okay, so by the way, for any more people who have got questions, we've got a ton of questions coming in now, but just don't forget that you've got the Q&A section. I think it's just up there. You see a little question mark, and so you can go and put your question in and it will shoot into me, and I'm seeing so many different questions coming through here. Will the Thai government be cracking down harder on immoral behavior during Songkran? Okay, I'm not going to answer that. But let me just say that if you are female, well, I guess it's not necessary. If you have appendages, breastages, and do not wear a white shirt and pull them up in there, because, and unless you're into that, but you'll notice that a couple of years ago that many people got arrested for this. But again, for those people who aren't in Thailand, it is Songkran is also known as a grope festival because it's full of hormonal teenage girls that go out there in their white shirts being sprayed, and then people will be grabbing everywhere as they spray. Why do I do this when I grab? But anyway, you get the idea. This is Songkran. Welcome to Thailand. Political correctness is also very different to overseas, so my apologies if this doesn't go down well in some other countries, and it doesn't go down well with the government. So please, no pornography or nudity in public during Songkran. Okay, what else do we have? Okay. Is there a fun way to scream or express, I'm gonna get you, after being splashed or sprayed? Deo don. So if somebody's, and actually this is a really, really cool all-use sentence that you can use not only for Songkran, but for many other circumstances. Deo don. So if somebody does anything to you generally in Thai, or anybody does and you want to respond in Thai, Dio. Now they're pradio, so Dio means, and that's with a, see the Mai Chatawa there, so Dio with a rising tone, and then Don with a long one, Dio Don. Don means to be on the receiving end of something negative, or positive, but mostly negative. So to suffer the ill effects or the negative effects. So it's like almost in Indonesian, we have this ke'an suffix, so ketabrakan, to be hit by something. So don means to receive the negative effects. So dio don, dio, in a minute, or in a moment. Don is basically to get it. So if somebody sprays you or does something, Diodon, that means I'm gonna get you. Diodon, I'm coming after you. That's a good one to go after them. And you could actually use the Diodon for many things. If you've got a child and the child is being naughty and you want to say, hey, cool it, you're going to get a smack. Diodon, the parents will say diodon. If your girlfriend or boyfriend is doing something cheeky, the cheeky response would be diodon. So not only in Songkran when you're saying, I'm going to get you back with the water, but you can use this diodon in many, many other situations. Okay, let's come back. Next question. Okay, water from a fruit or tree is nam, contrast use of chi or ki, or derivative of something. I'm not sure what you mean from that. Actually, I can explain something though that's very interesting. One thing that confuses a lot of Westerners is this whole concept of nam. Let me just so nam, water. Well, if you ask a Thai, what does nam mean? The first thing they say, water, water. You drink water. You drink nam. You hungry nam. Hiu nam. Okay, so hiu. Nam. How can you be hungry? Because in English, we think hiu. We think, so if you ask a Thai what does hiu mean, they say hungry. Okay, nam, water. So hiu nam, hungry for water, which literally means thirsty. But basically, this is where we have to start thinking about not thinking out of English or other languages. Hiu is this grahai. It's like a need for sustenance, and nam. Don't think of nam as just water. Nam is, I think from now on, let's look at nam as liquid, any kind of liquid. Okay, so hiu nam, I have a thirst, or I have a need for liquid sustenance. Hiu nam. And then this makes sense then. Gin, again, doesn't mean, if you ask a Thai, what does gin mean? Gin doesn't mean just to eat, okay? Thai will tell you means eat, but it just means consume, okay? So a car will gin naman, will consume petrol. Rot gin naman, the car consumes petrol. We can gin nam, we can gin fai, take electricity, the appliance will gin fai. Gin nam, we will, it literally means in English, drink water, but we're consuming water. So don't think of this one water, nam as water. It's liquid in general, and that means that gin isn't eat, it means to consume, and hiu means to need to have this sustenance. I have the need for, so hiu nam, I have the need for water or liquid sustenance. Now, another thing with nam also, all of those words that you see there, and I'll put it here. So, for example, this nam jai, so nam jai, the water or the liquid of the heart. Okay, so I'll write it up here. Nam with a high tone, jai. So jai. Now again, don't think of the heart. The heart is the actual mind. Okay, so think of liquid here, and so anything to do with emotions in Thai, we'll use this jai thing, and nam, anything to do with this kind of liquid will be there. And in Chinese, we have the very same thing, water, and you use this. So anything to do with water in Chinese uses these. Anything to do with water or liquids will use a nam prefix. Okay, so it's not just water, it means anything wet. And then it opens up a whole range of new meanings. And actually, if you go into Cracking Thai Fundamentals, there's a whole module on this to get you start thinking, being able to make these meanings without having to translate out of English. Okay, what else have we got here? I'm just going through the questions here. Wow, time is really... Okay. Nam nom. Oh, that's a very good thing. Would you say nam nom? Yes. Nom. Again, my hands were about to jump. Nom means milk or breasts. Okay. So nam is water or is liquid. So you can say nam nom, which literally means milk. Maybe nam nom. So for a good example, if a lady had just given birth and she was trying to breastfeed and all of a sudden the milk went dry, she might well say maybe nam nom, maybe nam nom. Okay, there's no milk there for the child. There's no breast milk. So yeah, nam can be used with nom as well, nam nom. Now, if you're going to the supermarket, you say, ขอโทษนะครับ น้ำนมอยู่ไหนครับ They might look at you a bit strangely. It sounds a bit weird. You say, นมอยู่ไหนครับ and if you wanted to really say what type, you could say นมถั่วเหลือง Okay, นมถั่วเหลือง soy milk or นม almond milk or นมโค นมวัว โค cow or วัว is also cow. So นมวัว is standard dairy cow's milk. So you would qualify it with that. If you say น้ำนมอยู่ไหน they might point at your breasts. But but it could technically be that milk, be milk as well. Next question. How about blood? Could blood be nam also? Yeah, if you were describing the consistency of blood, nam ลือด. Yeah. Actually, this is a very good saying. You know when you're watching a horrific scene, and let me turn my screen on again. If you're watching a horrific scene and there was bloodshed or something horrible happened, there might have been in some other country in Southeast Asia, there might have been a bloody coup as opposed to something else. And so when you're talking about bloodshed and this splashing, this splurting of blood, you call it not น้ำเลือด, but you would call it หนองเลือด. So หนอ actually it's a หนอง rising tone เลือด หนอง that's สระ falling เลือด หนองเลือด is blood, and this หนอง is like this gathering, a massing body of blood. So that would be หนองเลือด. Okay, so when you're talking about bloodshed and this big liquidy blub of blood, you would probably use หนองเลือด rather than using something with nam in it. And that's just an idiomatic way of speaking. But หนองเลือด, that's a really great thing to add to your vocabulary for stuff that you'll hear in the news and hear Thai say all the time, but you probably won't hear it or see it in a lot of books that teach ฝรั่ง Thai. หนองเลือด. So coming back here, น้ำส้ม. This is very good. Yes, น้ำส้ม. This is very, now you'll hear ส้ม is orange. Okay, สอเสือ มอม้าไม่โท ส้ม with a falling tone. Oh, notice it's a oh, it's not som. Som, oh, som. So som is an orange. Som teng is like the orange that you will know maybe in the West, the bigger orange. Som teng from the 橙子 in Chinese. Som teng, but som, nam som could be orange juice. If you want to make sure that it's orange juice and not vinegar, you would say nam Songkran. So freshly squeezed, it's this freshly squeezed orange juice, as opposed to nam som sai chu. That would be vinegar. Now the sai chu is from the Chinese word chu or chaw. You hear jik chaw. So nam som sai chu or sai chu or is basically vinegar, but short nam som, as opposed to nam Songkran, orange juice. But yes, both of them are nam som. there's a question in here, and I will ask my trusty helper here. Do we have a Glossica screenshot?
Yes, I emailed it to you.
Okay, so we have our wonderful, super amazing CTO, new Chief Technical Officer that has just moved to Thailand. So he's going to be taking all of these Thai courses too. Stefan, hopefully you'll be meeting him in the future, maybe even today, but maybe not today. He's shaking his head. Stefan's this amazing technical whiz of all things, and that he's the one responsible for these new changes you see at J Academy. But Stefan has worked with Glossica, and we will be launching the Glossica sentence, the mass sentences, and the Glossica spaced repetition on J Academy, and it's interactive. So, heck, let me. Is my screen sharing at the moment? No, right? That's good. I don't want it sharing because I'm logging into my email, and as I talk here, I'll be getting this picture for you because I have a screenshot. Now, this will be going up very soon, but basically, hopefully within how many days do we think? It was supposed to go up last. Within 2 days, Glossica is going to be available on J Academy. Now, we're going to start with the initial Glossica Thai course. So that's going to be for English speakers learning Thai. Now, for the people, but very soon we're going to have other Glossica languages, and it's all interactive, which is I'm really, really excited to be seeing what Stefan has been doing, because now we're going to be able to bundle cracking Thai fundamentals with Glossica. We've got Duke coming up very soon, and Duke Language School, and now they have the most amazing looking online shot as well. So, okay, let me share my screen with you now that I have this picture up. Oh, please be working for me. I just need to screen share. Yeah, but check this out. This is really, really exciting. Okay, so here's one. So basically, the way that this initial one, I mean, it's going to be changing more and more, but you can have your continuous play for your Glossica space repetition. You can click on the English, you can click on the Thai. You can see here that we actually have, I'll see if I can zoom in. Zoom. Oh, come back. Okay, soวันนี้อากาศดี. So the way Glossica works is basically we'll be having a whole series on a whole show on Glossica, but it's all about getting these words. I might be able to say, could you pass me the water? เอาน้ำมาให้ช่วยเอาน้ำมาให้หน่อยหยิบน้ำมาให้หน่อยดิ all these different ways of saying. So Glossica has actually gone and got all of these real ways of saying normal everyday stuff, put them in there and shown how to and repeat them in a way that goes in your subconscious. So you there, one actually IPA isn't showing this, but we'll have the IPA as well. You can turn them on and off, whichever. So you can just listen to the text if you want. You can just see the Thai if you want. Let's see the English. It's really cool. It's interactive. You can go through to, click on next or go to different places in it. Really exciting to have that, and it will be available in about 2 days on J Academy. Okay, that's enough of Glossica. Let me stop sharing. But I just had to throw that in there. Stay tuned. And so there could be a promotion coming up for Glossica, I think. So stay tuned. Not today, but in future ones. Okay, so let's say, don't forget nam rak, nam chai. Yeah, nam you can put on anything. The essence. Just think of nam, not only a liquid. If it's talking about a metaphorical version of nam, it's the essence of something. Nam pu is a waterfall, poop, to spurt out. Nampu, to splat. Actually, splat is that, but you don't want to. Okay, go and ask somebody what that means if you put that after nam, not me. I'm not going to say it here, otherwise this webinar will get cancelled as well before Songkran. Here we have is to be drenched with blood. That's right. So Nam, yeah, you could be to be drenched. Nam ngun. Now, this is a really interesting one. Yes, Nam Nguyen is blue and Nam Tan is brown. Then so Tan sugar. So the essence of sugar is brown, I guess. Nam Nguyen, the essence of silver, this silvery thing, Nguyen, is blue. So yes, Nam Nguyen is blue. Here's an interesting one. Did you know that Kiao, now we have Si Kiao in Thai, meaning green. Nam Nguyen, which is blue in Thai, Kiao in Khmer, where it originally came from, is actually the word in Khmer for this blue. So it doesn't actually mean green. And that fits in line with many things. If you look in, so Nam Nguyen blue, Kiao is blue in Khmer. And actually, all across Asia, there is this very bizarre thing. Well, it's not bizarre, it's just perception, I guess. But let me get it here. This is the character. Okay, so so it's this blue-green color across Asia. So we have Nam Nguyen. Nam Nguyen is a blue, and that's light blue as opposed to that's dark blue as opposed to Si Fa, which is light blue. But this blue-green here, Kiao, is Kiao in Khmer. And this happens across China as well. This is Qingse. Again, it's bluey green. So even though you think Nam Nguyen is this definite color, it actually changes across Southeast Asia. And it could become Kiao in Khmer. Okay. How much time we got left? Oh, we got about 5 or 6 minutes left, I think. Coming back here, what do we have? Don't forget, by the way, you can see up there now. Well, you should be able to see up there now. Kraken Thai Fundamentals, 35% off until tomorrow. Now, if you have a boss or somebody, for the Thais that are watching ถ้ามีคนไทยนะครับถ้ามีเจ้านายหรือมีคนต่างชาติอยู่ในออฟฟิศที่ต้องการเข้าใจวัฒนธรรมไทยมากยิ่งขึ้นต้องการเข้าใจภาษาไทยมากยิ่งขึ้นซื้อให้ดิหรือต้องให้ซื้อนะครับเขาใช้รหัสนี้ you can try use the code webinar 0404 and you get 35% off Kraken Thai Fundamentals, and it's everything to set your mind, set your body, set your environment up, and give you everything you need to be able to accelerate the way you learn Thai. Okay, let's get back into the questions. That's what we're here for. Nong Lut. Yes. Sorry. Yes, I wrote Nong. Nong is actually the thing. It's Nong Lut, meaning this Nong. Okay, it's not Nong. It's Nong. Thank you. I don't know IPA. Where to learn? Kraken Thai Fundamentals, you'll get IPA. We cover it in there. In your vowels module, in your consonants module, actually have a look at this. And I can show you the IPA. If you want to get in there now, let me share the screen with you. And you can learn IPA right as we speak. Go to Kraken Thai Fundamentals, click in here at jacademy.com, click on Kraken Thai Fundamentals. You can learn IPA right now. Go to read more on the Kraken Indic scripts, and I've made this open to you, the Indic consonant compass. So you click on that and you have a live version, and I'll just click on, I actually have a version up already. Come on. Okay, Firefox, what are you doing to me? But that's just loading up. Where's my Firefox? Okay, so basically you'll see this here. When you click on Thai, it's still loading from that. Let me close that for the moment because I've got this loaded up already. So if you click on Thai, you click on say Kai, and the words are actually, there's your high, middle, low class, and this is all what it's covered. I teach you how to use this, my glyphs and everything, but look here, I've got IPA. So if I turn the letter off, you only have IPA there. Or you can have the Thai letter and IPA, and I have the IPA down here as well. So if we go to Ngongu, there you got it. Or you could just have the letter by itself. Okay, and I've got that for all of them. If you're learning, I don't know, if you're learning Lao or Khmer, you can come here, and it works for that as well. And I've got the IPA all loaded for that as well. So here again, Ngongu, and there's your IPA. So you learn there, but you also, I teach it step by step in Cracking Thai Fundamentals, Preparing Crack to Fundamentals, the vowels and the consonants. Okay, stop sharing. Actually, you probably want that link, don't you? If I were you, I would want that link. So I'll share it with you now. Oh, actually, you can go there because I've closed the window already. Okay, what's the time? Oh, we've got a couple of minutes left. Let me see what other questions we have. Yes, sorry, my spelling mistake. It's not nong lut, it's nong lut, nong, common tone, not rising tone. Going through the questions here. Actually, I should really see the chat as well. Oh, there's all these conversations going on there as well. Fantastic. But I'll look at the questions now. All right. Blue, dark blue, liquid money. Yeah. When you think of ngun, yes, now ngun means money, but it literally means silver. Where does it come from? For those Chinese, Japanese, Korean speakers, and even Vietnamese speakers, you would know, and this might blow you away if you didn't know. Have a look at this. This one here, okay, this is yin for silver, which, what is it in Cantonese, is ngan, which in Thai, so this is Cantonese, and in Thai is ngan. So silver, silver, silver. So think silver, but it just happens silver. You got any silver on you? Turn into money. You got any money on you? As opposed to, now what's gold in Chinese? We have, oh, let me do this again. Jin, which is actually, you hear the gum in other languages, and actually in Korean, you hear the surname Kim. Kim is this as well. And what do we have in Thai? We have kam, tong kam. So this is actually taken this word here, kam as well. So Thai actually has this this word kam and ngun from the yin and jin words from Chinese. They are what's the word? They are cognates. They come from the same root. There you go. So namngun is the essence of silver or blue. I guess they think it has this bluish hue to it. Okay, what do we got? I've got time for one last question. Will people who already have bought Glossica from Glossica be able to access it on J-Academy? Good question. The J-Academy Glossica experience is something very new, and because it's all interactive and we're doing it. So in the next day or so, we'll be arranging something with Mike. At the moment, we don't have anything planned for that. Let me talk with Mike, and we'll bring him in and see what we can arrange. But at the moment, we have a fantastic deal on it, so buy it again. It's going to be worth it. But I'll let you know as that comes up, and hopefully in the next week or so, maybe for the next one, we'll have Mike in on this as well. Okay, that's time. สวัสดีปีใหม่ วันนี้ปีใหม่ It's not New Year's yet. It's not วันสงกรานต์ yet. But I hope this has prepared you with a lot of watery language and all the vocab that you need to get into trouble if you don't want to stay out of trouble. If you don't want to get wet, don't go outside, or book your ticket right now and get out of Thailand. Because if you're in Thailand and if you step outside of your house, you will get wet. And there's no nice way around it. It's been fun. It's been great. Thank you so much for the participation of everybody here. I really want to have people on for the upcoming ones, and so we'll look at getting guests on, but use this as a resource. Send the link on to friends. I'll see you hopefully the same time next week, as long as everything's there. Same time next week, 5 o'clock UTC +7, so 5 o'clock p.m. Bangkok time on Saturday to 6 p.m. And at 6 p.m. now, I'll see you next week. I'm Stuart J. Raj, and this is Thai Bites Live. สวัสดีครับ